Go ahead, Lee. Give me a mic check.
Mic check.
Sound good.
Test Lurch. Lurch, can you hear me?
Nice. He will be happy if you talk good. I'll tell you what. You want to screw with him? No, don't.
Of course I do.
No, we want you to come through good. Okay.
20 seconds.
20 seconds.
Are you nervous now?
No.
You look nervous.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I just poking at him already. Welcome back, Bikeaholics. Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and your
high-tech redneck.
Who's sitting next to you there. I told you guys there are going to be some special guests on the podcast here. Right there.
Well, that smile. He loves that opener.
He does. Look at him.
I can't even remember where you came up with that, or the reason why.
Just because
you?
Probably an age thing. I came up with it. Yeah,
it was. I know you came up with it, but do you remember why?
No.
Okay. I guess it doesn't matter. Once it's there, it's there.
That's right.
Okay.
Popeye, welcome back, buddy.
Thank you.
This is going to be, of course, we are live. I already told you, lawabidingbiker.com/live. Get signed up on that list, and it will come back out in regular podcast format. We have so much to talk about. We're not going to stall anymore, but this is going to be part 1 of 2 of a series of our recent 6-day trip to Canada, guys. And we have a lot of the people in the chat that we met up there, and looks like Big Daddy's in there too in the chat. Very cool. Brian White, bunch of people. So you guys chatted up in there. We're going to do the best we can. Me and Popeye will be running up the chat. Unfortunately, Jeff will not be running chat. We tried. We were going to have him on chat, and he just looked at me and said he can't multitask, I guess. Yeah. So there you go, guys.
Asking a little much.
That's right. Hey, Bikeaholics, Zero 3D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Affordable chrome lighting and chrome products. These guys ride and support riders just like you. Head over there, lawabidingbiker.com/Ciro, CIRO. Want to mention a real quick video before we get into our first 3 days of the Canada trip, and that is, we put it out some time ago, but it's how to remove a Harley fuel tank dash panel console, how to remove and install on your Harley-Davidson Touring. It's over at lawabidingbiker.com/Harleys tank dash panel. You can also just go to our website, use the search bar, or search our very YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed while you're there. That is a completely free video to you guys. You know, talking of, we have a bunch of patrons in the live chat here on YouTube. If you haven't experienced the live before, you really need to do that, and we should thank them right now. Do you want to thank them, Popeye?
Yeah, I do. The top tier guys, we're looking at Bob Thomas of Gulfport, Mississippi, and like I said, he is a top tier. Carl Von Uben,
nice,
of Santa Clara, California. Thank you, sir. And Jason Reynolds of Norman, Oklahoma. Thank you as well.
And you can do these too.
All right, we've got some more. We've got Alan Fitzmaurice of Shenanity?
Sure, that's not supposed to be Schenectady.
Schenectady? Have you been there?
No, I just know of it.
All right.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Schenectady, New York.
No, I'm not saying that that's the case, but it just looks like it.
Could be. Hooked on phonics. Rick Bernstein of Papillon, Nebraska, and Henry Happ of Cherry Valley, Illinois.
That's Papillon, Nebraska, for crying out loud.
Whatever.
Get that team in.
Right.
Okay, you get to read these three then,
go
Jeff.
ahead.
Go.
Tough guy.
No.
Nope, it's all you. Go.
Keith Rehala of Warrensburg, Missouri, top tier. Will Atterbury of Taylorsville, Kentucky. James Birding of Seattle.
Look at that. He has a podcast, Eat, Laugh, Sail podcast.
Podcast, yes.
Over on the west side, he wanted me to throw that. So there you go, lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. You can pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk, because you can put a monthly cap on it so you don't go over your family budget. It helps support us. Make sure that we continue this thing we call the Biker Revolution to include this very podcast and these live shows and all that, guys. So get involved over there, blowing up. Get access to the private Facebook group, which is blowing up, which is how we organize this whole Canada trip anyways. And T-shirts. Speaking of T-shirts, I need to take my headphones off. And if you're watching in podcast format later, you won't get to see this, but I want to show this shirt because it's awesome because we're going to talk about it.
They are.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Just the shirt. Just the shirt.
Canada.
Just the shirt, Ryan. You don't need the post. Just turn around. There
John Patton. Looking good there.
Yeah, compliments to John
The
Patton.
shirts that John Patton had made up.
Yes.
Canadian flag. And the Patreon ride that we did while we were up in Canada, which we will get to later, of course.
Yes. I wanted to show those shirts. And John Patton was responsible for that. Chris Lezak in the chat gives a thumbs up. So we're going to get right into it. It is our main topic. It's going to, and like I said, I brought Jeff and Popeye because they haven't been in a while, and I really wanted to get them on here, but it is a 2-hour drive for them to get down here. But nonetheless, they bring a different dynamic to these type of trips, and certainly I like to get their spin and take on things. So let's just start here. Day one. So guys, do you guys remember the dates exactly? I know everybody June 26th, right? Day one.
There you go.
We were out of here, here in Yakima about 0800, and this was our ride from Yakima to Nelson, BC, which was 342 miles, about 6 hours and 10 minutes saddle time, of course, with lunch and everything, which we're going to talk about. And we had a border crossing. And did we have a ferry ride that
we did
first day?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. What's that all? Is that the Keller ferry or something?
Keller
Yeah.
ferry.
You gonna start out with the whole ride? I mean,
Yeah. This is open discussion. You go wherever you want to go with it, and then I'll chime in, or I'll.
Well, I mean, we took off from Wenatchee, and obviously
Because we met you guys at your house, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we rode up from Yakima, which is not. Is it 2 hours?
It's 2 hours.
It is 2 hours.
Yep, 2 hours. You guys rode up, met at my house. We all cruised out of there. Started going north, and then the first canyon that we hit was Highway 2, which is Pine Canyon. Nice windy road up through there.
Yeah, in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, up
Both
in my
you
neck
guys.
of the woods.
Yeah.
Up through Waterville, small little town, and then we got on what's known as Keller's Ferry, and that was the first crossing of the Columbia River.
It's a and keep going from there, but I want to jump in there. That ferry, I had not ridden it in quite a few years. We used to boat up Lake Roosevelt is what it crosses.
Right.
And it's a fairly small ferry. It was actually a lot more ghetto back when I did it. It was like a little more sketchy. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that particular vessel that we rode across, I don't think they've been running that for very long.
I wouldn't think so. And
Not for very long.
we should have asked.
It seems like before the last time I went, I was one of those rope pull ferries.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was
Had the horses on the other side drawing it across.
And that wasn't all that long ago. So that one that they're running now, I don't think they've been doing it for just a few years.
When I used to get on there, because we used to rent a cabin on the other side, that road we rode up when you get off of it. And I had my boat at that time way back before I had kids, me and my wife, and getting on that thing with the boat and everything. It was kind of a sketchy deal. You're, hoping you'd make it across every morning, but it was nice now.
Right.
A quick ride though. It was only like 10 minutes or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not, it's not a long ride at all. So we got up out of there, and that's when we headed up to, that was, where did we go from there? Well, that took us up to Republic. Now, where did we hit the storms though? That was right off the ferry, wasn't it?
The what?
The storms. Remember, we hit those huge thunderstorms.
Was it that day?
That was that day.
You're right.
And in fact, it was after we got off of the ferry, because we came off the ferry.
No. That was farther up.
No, it wasn't, because we dried out by the time we got to lunch. I was very surprised that we were dry by the time we got to lunch.
I think it was after that.
It was after that.
I think
it was after that. It was up above. Up above.
Okay, you're right. That was up.
Yeah.
I was siding with you, and then I'm thinking
you're right. It was at Republic, and then after Republic, that's when we went over the pass. So at Republic,
see, old people can remember stuff.
It's amazing.
You said right before this that he can't remember.
No, usually can't remember what happened yesterday, and he can tell you 20 years ago like it was yesterday.
Okay, stop it. Who remembered?
You just did. That's what I'm impressed.
So you're saying that we dried out during lunch, which didn't happen. Which did not happen, right? We didn't sit there soaking wet at lunch drying out, now do we?
No, we dried out before we got to the hotel is what I was thinking.
And here's why I bring these two. This is exactly why I bring these two in the studio together.
Great comeback. Oh. Yeah, but it was nasty. I mean, I had...
So remember we were having lunch at that it was like a bar bar food place. Remember that? I mean, Republic is probably it can't be more than 500 people or something. It's maybe a couple thousand, I guess, but it's a small place.
Right.
And we're in there, and there was a wide group of people that were in there. Well, there weren't many people in
the
there,
middle of the
definitely
day,
different
getting their
walks of
drink
life.
on.
And then remember up on top of above the bar, there must have been 20 photos of all these people that had passed away. That must have been like the local hangout, drinkers in the
20
bar.
people that passed out at the bar.
No. Had passed. Yeah. All these people had died at the bar drinking.
Correct.
Right.
That's like a on your tombstone, man, an epitaph. Yeah.
I was kind of laughing at that. I'm like, geez, look at all these people that have their photo above the bar. I don't know if I want to have my photo end up in a bar. That's where you spend all your time at.
It's like, cheers, bro. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Norm.
Yeah.
Dude, the thing about that town, and I had never been, I can't say for sure, but if I was through Republic, I didn't remember it. If you blink, you do miss it. The interesting thing you told me, I don't know if it was you, Pop, I was talking to somebody, I was like, that's interesting. It's kind of cool. It's a small town, but they have a Western theme.
They do.
And somebody goes, that's not a theme, bro.
That's just the way it is.
I think that was you.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a cool theme. They're trying to do the whole Western thing. You're like, no, bro, that's just how they live. Like they're like, they didn't try to do that. They just haven't updated the freaking town.
Right.
I was like, is that true? That's just that they're not trying to do a theme.
No,
that's just straight up backwoods. Yeah. And if you live in Republic, we love you. We're not talking about Republic, but it's kind of a backwoodsy place.
Hell, I wouldn't mind retiring in a place like that though, and getting the hell away from everybody.
You would fit right in.
Too bad. Yeah, probably.
I could not do it. They probably don't have good Wi-Fi there.
Probably not.
Something that's not well known about our stop in Republic, and thanks to Brian for this, but I'm going to announce it worldwide right here.
Okay, right in your mic. Straight in your mic. Good.
I came out of the.
You did? Oh God! Restaurant. Did you tell Janet that you came out?
I came out.
You came out and told you're just now announcing
tell the story,
you're coming out. You're coming out of the closet just now.
Finish up, Lee. Are you done? Are you done, Lee?
No, I can keep going all night.
You want me to turn his mic off?
Yeah, would you please?
I can do that. All right, go ahead with your story.
Came out on the sidewalk, and I'd left my wallet in the bike, and everybody was already out because I'd gone to the bathroom. Everybody was already out. And then I got sidetracked talking to people. And Brian came out and said, oh, by the way, you didn't pay your bill.
Oh, that's right.
Remember? Oh, you did know that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Trying to dash and die.
I remember.
Oh, you were inside when that happened?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay. Yeah. So Brian picked up my tab because I was grabbing from my wallet after Brian told me that. And he said, no, I already took care of it. So I went in and apologized to the waitress that I got sidetracked.
You're lucky that.
She was very good about it.
You're lucky the bartender didn't just grab a shotgun. People pay around here, boy.
Yeah.
See, once again, back to old people. Can't remember shit.
Thank you to Brian.
Where am I?
Thank you to Brian.
Brian, walk out of here.
Telling the world, I took it upon myself to announce to the whole world that I walked out.
Very nice.
Without paying. So
that's, I
accidentally, but I did.
And Brian White, yes, shout out. He was watching your back. He was with us the whole trip.
He was, yeah.
He's a member.
Yeah, I could have somebody booked on our first stop there.
Yeah, you could. You're right. Yeah, if they even have a jail in Republic.
I think they'll find one.
I'm pretty sure they don't even have police in Republic. Who covers that? What county is that?
Isn't that Stevens?
Stevens, yeah, I think it's Stevens, right?
Ooh.
I don't know. Is there a Republic PD? I don't know that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
actually, yes, because after we left,
they've got a warrant out for him now.
Yeah, after we left, somebody was looking, and they were hiring.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was LD was looking and found that they were hiring. It'd be a massive pay cut because obviously there's no tax base, but they were hiring a few.
Look at that. Republic Police Department. They actually have
there
one.
It is.
Yep.
And they must not have very many, but interesting. Okay.
Ferry County.
Ferry County. Yeah, there you go. So what was funny about that lunch is we started it right out because of course I did my, and I don't have it out yet, guys, but it's not even an edit yet. I have so many projects going on, but of course I did a massive documentary on this trip. Everybody that was there and all the patrons realize how much work I was putting in behind the scenes. I will edit that. And I know I've been asked for it over and over, you guys. It's so big and so massive of a project that I'm just being straight, may not get it out till fall because I need to get it into edit. But it is going to be, I believe, a great documentary with some just great videography and some great stories. I can tell so many stories with the footage that I have. Depends what story I want to tell. So I will get it, and there's a lot of people that are in the chat that are going to be in that video, but I need to dumb it down. That's the hardest thing, is dumbing it down and taking all that footage and dumbing it down to 10% of the footage and making something watchable out of it. But I will get it out, and I will work on it. But what I'm always doing on the documentaries is, you know me, from our Colorado trip too, Jeff, last year, is I like meeting people, especially freaky people. And I kind of prey on freaky people a little bit. And there was the lady in talking to interesting people in this place. There was that lady in that bar, dude. And I sat down next to her, and she was freaking loaded at like noon. And you could tell she's in there every day. Like she don't have a liver. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like she's got a pump right.
Hard as a rock.
You just hard as a rock. But they're nice people, and I'm not making fun of them. Okay, I'm making fun with them, but they don't realize it. And so I was like, oh, perfect. So I had the video running, and I sat down with her and started talking to her, dude. And I don't think you were there, but I was filming it. Were you behind me, Jeff?
I was watching it.
You were watching. Okay,
I
and you're
I didn't hear anything that was said.
just
I was too far away.
shaking. Really, Lee's just shaking because it's like pray. You know what I mean? It's like pray. Oh yeah, this is going to be perfect for my video. I got to get this lady. So you guys will see the toothless Republic lady, who I don't know her name, but I sat down with her and just started schmoozing her, and she just loved the attention. And of course, I don't remember everything I asked her, but I did tell her. I said, "Hey, do you know how to speak Canadian? We're going to Canada," and she started throwing out exactly how we needed to talk. I go, I asked her, I said, do you think if we just say A after everything that the Canadians will appreciate that? Do you think we'll get respect up there? Like they'll think we're one of them if we just say A after? She's just looking at me like, you guys are going to get, she was like, you guys are going to get killed in Canada. You guys, they don't have guns, but they're going to kill you somehow.
Right.
You know, and I was just egging her on. So that should be some fun footage to go through, the missing teeth lady at the bar. And I lost so much film equipment on this trip and broke a bunch. Our ferry ride was the first piece of equipment. And I was trying to get at the local hardware store, get back and up and running there too. But
oh, that's right. Yeah, you're running around in Republic. And there's nothing in Republic. Trying to find a little sensitive piece or
Correct.
Something that
will make it work.
Yeah,
like a GoPro stuff.
Yeah,
and
tough at a place like that where there's not a whole lot.
I learned a lot of lessons about film and documentaries on this trip, and I broke a lot of stuff. But anyways, enough said about that. Let's move on. Anything else about Republic? It is a cool little town. Not Western theme. It's just old.
Yeah.
Nope.
So rolled out of Republic. From Republic, we started heading east on Highway 20. Took Highway 20 all the way over. Beautiful road. For those of you who live in the area, I mean, this is a northeast Washington. It's northeastern Washington, so it's up in the corner. So if any of you live in Washington or you're over in Idaho or north of the border ways, or if you're just coming out to ride the west, that is a fantastic spot to hit. It says Highway 20. Sherman Pass.
I'm glad you remember all this. Good for you. See, I love this. Yeah. Sherman Pass.
It's not the first time I've ridden
I know. That's why it's good to have you in here. I like it.
Yeah. So Sherman Pass, Highway 20 is absolutely beautiful. You get up nice and high. I think the pass is about 5,500 feet. I don't know how many meters that is for you Canada listeners.
Meters.
Yeah. But about 5,500 feet. So it gets up nice and high, really windy, a lot of fun. And then it drops you down into the area of Kettle Falls. And at Kettle Falls, that's where we started going north towards the border.
Right up here, right? Through Colville.
Yep. Well, the Colville, Res. I'm like, actually, you're in the right area.
Yep,
so
right
we're getting,
that's where we got hammered.
I'm looking at Ride Planner for all the listeners. That's what I'm looking at.
So after we go,
is that where we got hammered?
Yes.
That's where we got hammered. After we went through Kettle Falls, and I'm up in the front leading the group, and we're going along 60 miles an hour or so, and it's about 95 degrees. So it's a nice hot day, and we're winding through the mountains, big tall mountains on each side of you. And I look up ahead, and you can see black. It's getting black. Yes. And I'm trying to think, well, shit, should I pull over now and get geared up? And
that's always the question, bro.
It is.
If you guys go on long road trips, this is the question. You have to make a decision.
Yep.
You have to make, and sometimes it's wrong. Right, Jeff?
Yes,
you're like, because we all think it, right? We're all thinking it. Like, do we power through and get out of it and then just wind dry, or do we power in and get fucked and then have to stop in the middle of it and already be soaked and put rain gear over wet clothes? Right. This is every motorcycle's dilemma.
And the problem is when you're up front, then you're sitting there thinking, well, God, what is everybody thinking behind me? This asshole's leading us through a storm, and we're not even stopping.
I would have busted your ass if it would have been 10 miles.
We got separated anyway.
You're right. Me and Matt were way behind you guys. Yeah, go ahead.
No, we did. I
don't remember why we got separated, but
at the gas station, you guys pulled out of that gas station.
I think
at the intersection,
some traffic,
and you were a ways behind us. We had to stop and wait for you guys for a ways.
Right. And I was riding with Lurch too, and he tends to go a little bit slower in the rear.
Safety source over there. Slow in the rear.
You get caught in weather like that, there's always something you wish you'd done. I had a full face helmet on, so that was no big deal. But I had no jacket on of any kind. I
don't think anybody did.
Totally soaked.
I did. I had my my
chaps,
riding gear on.
I was wearing my chaps and my full face helmet.
Yep.
But I had nothing on over the shirt, so the shirt just got
Yeah.
All I had was my jeans and my t-shirt. And by the time we got through there, I was absolutely soaking wet.
Yep.
And I was wearing a half face helmet. Me and Rob had his half on too. Listen, I'm looking in my mirror and I'm doing 60 and I've got the sunscreen coming down into my eyes because I had sunscreen on my face, obviously, because it said it was like 95 degrees. And the sunscreen is just coming down and just burning my eyes. And I'm trying to squint through it. And I'm looking in my side mirror, making sure I've still got everybody that's, some jackass didn't pull over and decide that they're going to put rain gear on.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going through, like I said, I can see up ahead. It's going to clear up.
Yes.
And that's why I figured, well, hell with it. Let's just keep going.
We were
It's
pretty
only
sure
gonna be,
it was going to clear up.
Probably pretty sure it was going to clear up. And so I figured let's power through for a mile or two. But the problem is that once we get to that clearing, clears up, come around a few more corners, and what happens?
Yep.
Same damn thing.
That happened like 3 times.
Major downpour.
Like 3 times.
Soaked again. But the nice thing was, like I said, it was 95 degrees. We keep powering through each of those storms, soaked to the bone, obviously, like I said. I mean, my pants and my shirt are absolutely soaked to the bone.
I'm guessing it was 2 miles, though. 2 or 3 miles, right?
Exactly, of just torrential downpour.
Torrential downpour. And me and Lurch were behind you guys, and we decided, we made the same decision that I think that this has an end, and I think I can see this as it's going to be bad, but we'll power through it and then air dry the next 10 miles. I have my Kevlar jeans on, of course. My jeans got soaked. Now I had my waterproof riding shoes on, so I was good there. But my jeans got soaked, and I had my riding shirt on with the protection, that flannel deal. And it got soaked. But I had the full face. I'm golden. I tour with the full face, and that's one of the reasons why. And I'm
going to get called a pussy when we go to California, but I think I'm going to take my full face.
Attaboy. And not to get off topic, but if you tour a lot, you'll quickly realize the benefits of a full face. A 6-day trip in 95-degree heat, you get to destination, and the guys that are wearing half helmets look like crap. And the guys, I take mine off, I look refreshed because I am. That wind just dries you out like
it does.
And you can call it whatever you want. LD, I'm going to bust his balls right here. Okay. LD is the one that always is calling people, and I could care less.
It's gay. It's gay.
It's gay. It's gay. It's gay. It's gay. It's gay to wear.
Yeah. Is he listening? Is he on?
I don't know.
He's not on chat.
Yeah. He's not on chat, but he
Full
might be
face
listening.
is gay.
Yeah. That's all he has to say. Yeah. Here's what I did to him. And I have it, and it will be in the documentary because I burned him. And I burned him before because it's so easy to burn him. Here, day 2, and then we'll get back on track, Lee. Okay. Lee's good at keeping me on track. But I pull up. Here's Rob after day 1 because it was so hot on this trip, which is cool. But he's so dried out and chapped. And here's him in the morning, half helmet. He takes the biggest, thickest bandana, wraps it around his nose, right below his eyes, all around his face, and then put his glasses on. Right. I go, hey, that's a nice fucking full face there, Rob. Shut the, and he just, and I have it on video. I'm going, that's retarded. If you're going to do that, then you're wearing a full face, and you're now, instead of just wearing a full face, your bandana's getting soaked. If you're going to do that, you're wearing a full face helmet, Rob.
Right.
And he hates it when I do that. Hates it. And I got it on video, and it will be in the documentary because he got mad.
Usually what I'll do is I'll take a full face with me.
Right.
I strap a full face, caught myself.
I'm not going, you almost had a strap on. I know. Go ahead. I was going to call your shit.
Yeah, I know you were. That's why I stopped myself. But I strapped the full face to the back of my bike. And then if I know we're going to hit rain, then I'll put it on. But otherwise I'll wear a half helmet. But totally agree with you. If you're wearing a full face, refreshed, you don't get all that wind blow.
You get less dehydrated. But I'm not against half helmet. All you guys that wear them, I used to tour in it, and then I tried one trip, and I'm like, I was sold. So.
Yeah, my lips get chapped from the wind and all kinds of stuff. So
LD will never get a full face helmet because you'll make an entire podcast episode out of it.
Correct. Yes. I will. It'll be a 2-part series. Okay, here real quick, Lee, and then you can move on.
Yeah.
I want to shout out because what we have here going on is super chat. Eric Showers in the chat. If you guys go down, if you scroll down, you'll see a little money sign. If you super chat, you donate a certain amount right here live, supporting what we are doing and spending our Sunday evening doing this, guys, for you. And that shows us your comment gets pinned. And of course, the funds go right into help Law Abiding Biker Media. Eric Showers, thank you. I'll try to mention if you super chat, if you guys want to support us. I can't remember if you're on an iPhone, it's in beta, but if you're Android or your PC, because Google is Android based, you certainly can hit that super chat button. And, we're not sure if we're going to do part 2 live or not, guys. I'll be quite honest, because it's a long time to commit, but if we get enough interest and super chats, I may just keep up and do part 2 live too. But go ahead. I just wanted to mention that. Go ahead, Lee. You go with it. Go with it.
I'm back, huh?
You're back. Keep us on track here.
All right. So for those of you that are somewhat familiar or want to look at it, like I said, we went all the way Highway 20 to Kettle Falls, started going north. Zoom in there, Ryan, and give me the road that was, because I can't remember what road that.
Tell me where my mouse.
You got to go down.
Okay.
Down towards the border there. That's
right
the
here?
border. Yep.
Okay.
Zoom in on that. What highway is that?
I will find out for you. It looks like 395
Okay, so 395, and we took 395
along Kettle River.
Right along the Kettle River. So it's down on your right hand side as you're riding up. Mountains off to your left hand side. Kind of you're kind of riding through the valley. Is
You're
basically
right.
what you're doing. Going through there because you're down next to the river. Nice windy road. Absolutely beautiful ride. Got up to the border and we crossed. Do you remember what the border crossing was there, Sturgis?
Is it Osoyoos?
U.S. Customs
No.
Border Protection.
No.
Isn't it Laurier right here?
Laurier, that's it.
Laurier,
Right there.
or however you
That's
say
it.
that?
Yeah.
Laurier.
Okay. Laurier.
So across there, and that's, it's nice crossing at a border like that because I've went through there multiple times, some of these smaller border crossings. And the nice thing about those is that usually there's only maybe one or two other cars. If you go through and you cross at the I-5 border, holy shit, you can get caught there for hours. And every time I've ever went through one of these small border crossings, it's you pull up, you might be the only one, there may be a few cars, and it's a simple, easy back and forth. I've crossed at the big ones, and like I said, I've been caught there in it. I was driving a cage, luckily, it wasn't on a motorcycle, but been caught there for hours. That sucks. So
here's this funny border story. So crossing. So I didn't have difficulties crossing the border, but I want to tell this. So I had my passport, and you have to get it out on your bike, right? And you don't have hands. And of course, I'm doing my documentary and stuff. And I decided it'd be a good idea to carry my passport in my mouth. The border guy didn't think that was a good idea. Not going to lie to you. The Canadian, well, he'd been on the Canada customs, right? Canada side, because we're going into Canada. And he was nice about it. I'm just teasing. And I get it. He's got thousands of people coming through, right, and germs and crap,
Doesn't want to get AIDS from you.
Yeah, right. He has no idea who we touch as Leos, but nonetheless, I had it in my mouth, and he's like, yeah, probably be a better idea next time you cross not to have that in your mouth. Yep. Yes, sir. Sounds good. I'll be on my way. And I go, I got done. I was like laughing. He was polite about it, but I was like, yeah, probably. I get it. I wouldn't want to touch a passport after some guy just pulled it out of his mouth, but I just had no hands. I had GoPros and crap, but I have some more border crossing stories, which we'll get to when we have to cross the border again. I had a few hiccups crossing the border.
Did I tell you about the border crossing when I was like 22, 23?
Oh no. Did you get a cavity search?
No. I don't know if it's appropriate. I think you probably know what I'm talking about, don't you? Where I made the comment to the...
This is live, so if you think it's not appropriate, don't do it.
It was funny.
Because I can't edit it. Matt can edit it. I can't edit it on the live. Okay, sorry, guys. Good. Thanks for thinking of that. Yeah. You'll have to tell me later, and I'll decide whether it was appropriate or not.
It's probably fairly appropriate.
Right, yeah. If you question it, if Lee questions whether it's appropriate, it's not appropriate.
The thing about it is that how it was handled was different at everyone. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Every one of them was different.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. All right, Lee, where are we at? We crossed the border. We're in Canada, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah, we crossed the border and
we sang this.
Exactly.
We all stopped.
So and for those Americans that have not crossed the border up into Canada, which you've got to be ready for right off the bat, is the frickin' polar bears and shit that just come running out of the brush trying to get you. You've got to make sure you have your traction tires on your bike at all times because it's snowing up there. Everybody knows this. Polar bears and snow in the Great White North.
Wait for our chat to blow up with all our Canada guys. And we love Canada. You guys know we're just busting balls because we can make as many jokes about us. But that's awesome, dude. Good call on that. Good call. Yep. We're still singing this. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so we crossed the frickin' border, right? I'm leading. By this time, Rob had gotten tired. LD had gotten tired of riding in the back. He got told he needed to slow down, I think, right before the trip ever started, right? So he got told,
we were trying to be reasonable because we need to watch it.
So he got his panties in a bunch, and he went and rode in the back for...
Is that how he got his panties in a bunch?
Yeah.
I didn't hear this.
That's probably why. Okay. But I think he probably made it maybe a whole 2 hours before he wound up back in the front with me. Because a lot of times on rides, me and LD are up in the front. He's the ride planner, as most of you guys know. And so he knows where we're going. He's got it programmed in. And like I say, so he's already got the map, the map up and where we're going. Half the time I don't know where the hell we're going. I'm just right next to him and he's telling me where to turn. So we cross the border and it's me and LD. I'm first. I go up. I park on the side of the road. LD comes up. He parks on the side of the road. And one other person came up and parked on the side of the road. And then friggin' Sturgis Jeff goes through the border crossing. And we don't see another fucking person on their motorcycle. And we're going, what in the hell happened?
Right. You thinking someone's getting held up?
Something happened. Right. So we're sitting there. Well, Jackwagon on my side here just decides he's going to stop where he wants and hold up the entire group.
You're going to blame this on me?
Well, it was you. Who else would I blame it on? Who else would I blame it on?
Because I'm here.
Talking to your mic.
It was you.
That wasn't me.
Did you not stop where you wanted to stop going through that border
I always
crossing?
stop wherever I want to stop.
I know. Same as going through Yosemite.
Yeah.
I'm going to take pictures here. I'm going to stop.
I didn't take any pictures. I just stopped.
I love it. I love it.
Yep. But yeah, so he stops where he wanted. We had to wait for everybody else.
So why didn't you guys stop right there?
Because that wasn't a good spot.
Yes,
we had
it
a
was.
better
It
spot.
was a damn good spot. We got all the bikes right there at that one spot, except for you three.
Yeah.
That went up and
I could
out of
tell by
sight.
that spot we couldn't fit everyone. We had to keep three out of that spot. We needed to go up to the bigger pull out.
Bullshit. Good God, there was plenty of room for everybody. So instead, you guys take off down the road for a mile. And
Moral of the story is if you're going to ride in a group, you can't be an individual.
Yeah, if you're going to ride in a group, you stop for the group.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did too.
No, you didn't. You guys kept going. Didn't you keep going?
I was in the lead. So you pull up and you stop.
And you stop for the
everybody
group.
comes up and stops where you're
There
at.
wasn't room where you were at for all the bikes. There was where I was.
The spot where I stopped was like 5 times bigger than where you stopped.
Bullshit.
Moving on, we're having a DV in the studio. I want to mention real quick, Dave let me make sure. Dave Hoffman, $10 super chat. Thank you, Dave. Says, I vote for part 2 live. Stories are great. Okay. If they keep coming, guys, we may just do part 2 live. So thanks for the super chats, man. You guys that can, if you're on a PC or an Android, you can super chat. So, all right. So we got to get going on to destination unless there's some other big stuff about that. We'll get to destination. So where do we end up, brother?
So we are moving. I'm just trying to think all this off my head here.
Nelson, BC.
We do. We end up in Nelson, BC, and so we get into our hotel. What the hell? It was the
I have it right here. It was the Prestige Inn.
The Prestige Inn. So if anybody ever goes to Nelson, BC, and you're going to stay at the Prestige, what I would tell you is stay at the Prestige by the water.
Right.
We stayed
There's
at the other one.
two parts to it, right?
There's 2 parts to it, and like the Prestige down by the water, they've got the pool and hot tub and the workout room and all that other stuff.
Where we had breakfast, because that's where the continental breakfast is, but you have to walk there. I rode there, but yeah.
And
it's beautiful.
So dinner, right? So remember we were at
Don't
dinner.
ask the staff at Prestige Inn where to go to dinner.
Yeah.
It's only 2 blocks.
I thought it said, yeah, 2.
Isn't that what you kept saying?
Blocks.
Couple blocks.
That's what they said.
No, I believe you. Don't ask them. Don't ask
Yeah,
them.
a mile and a half later.
Apparently, the blocks are a different system too in Canada.
Those are like New York blocks.
Correct. Yes.
Shit.
They got a different system in Canada for blocks, apparently. So I wasn't aware of that conversion. Took forever. And go ahead, Papa. I interrupted you there.
Yeah. So all I was saying is these people in chat.
It's hard to keep up on chat, isn't it?
Me and Sarge sound like an old married couple.
Oh, they do. Did you hear me hit the buzzer to stop them both? But that's what's fun. I love it. I love bringing you guys. That's why I bring you together.
We obviously spend a lot of time together.
Yes, they work together.
Right.
Robert Shumanator, $5, all of part 2.
Boom.
Got the thumbs up from old lady to get a 2018 Road Glide special.
Oh,
You're
wow.
the man.
Nice.
Wow. Enjoy that.
Nice.
Thanks for the super chat. Go Popeye.
So, we're going to go to dinner. Like we were alluding to is, we asked the hotel staff, hey, where should we go this time of night to go get, dinner and a couple beers and whatnot. So they direct us, a couple blocks down this way. What, a mile and a half later?
Oh, easily.
We're going, holy shit.
It was great for the walk back.
It'll be in the documentary.
But
And I kept going, how many blocks? 2? Because this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
and
crazy.
And I'm not mad.
And it was
but
hot.
I was like, we should have just rode.
Yeah.
We should have
should've.
rode that. I mean.
Yeah, we would have.
Well, I don't know. It was a good walk back. We needed that.
Yeah.
So
I was full. How many beers do we have apiece?
Only a couple.
2?
And I'll talk about the beer in a minute.
Maybe
I only
3.
2 and the
Yeah.
beer
Talk about
sucked.
the price.
So the one thing about Nelson is they had filmed a movie in Nelson with shit, what's his name? God dang it, plays a harmonica. He's a Steve Martin. It was a Steve Martin film. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a movie where like his nose gets he's got like really long nose. So if anybody knows in chat what the hell the name of that place was, they filmed that movie there. So that's kind of like their big claim to fame. And they're talking about it when we were there. That's in Nelson. Yeah. So we go down to
Leo's Pizza.
Yeah.
Greek
Leo's
Tavern.
Yep. Leo's Greek Pub and Tavern down there. The Jerk. There we go. Pat Savage just gave it to
the
me.
Jerk. Yes,
The Jerk.
yes. We talked about this too. So it's reminding me. Yes.
Yeah, and that was kind of
great movie.
Everybody's talking. Even the waitresses and stuff were telling us about it because obviously that's their
claim to fame. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait a minute. Somebody else said it was Roxanne.
I think it was Roxanne.
I think it was Roxanne.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Pat Savage,
Roxanne.
you're wrong.
Yep.
All right. Let's do
it was Roxanne.
Edit that jerk shit.
Roxanne.
Yeah.
Where is movie Roxanne?
Yep. Everybody else is saying Roxanne.
Okay, Roxanne.
Too. It was Roxanne.
Okay.
So
that's the majority.
Yeah. So we go down and like I said, Leo's Pub and Grill and Pizza, whatever the hell. And you guys are IPA guys. So you want to talk about the beer?
Okay. So my first experience up there for the first night at Leo's Pizza. I'm not dogging Leo's Pizza, but they had no beer. They had one beer on tap, right? One. Everything else was bottled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're just kind of spoiled here in the States.
Or canned.
Canned.
Yeah.
We're spoiled here in the States because like microbreweries are out of control and we can go anywhere. And if I go to a restaurant and there's not like multiple beers on tap, I will never go to that restaurant again. So we kind of got spoiled and we went and it's our first night and we want some good cold microbrews with some alcohol content, by God.
Yeah.
And there was nothing. And I was like, who recommended this place? And I started to get used to that, there's not as many access to microbrews.
They had a brewery there though, remember?
Which is
weird.
weird.
We were talking about going to the brewery, but guys thought the pizza sounded good and figured, well, shit, they'll have some good beers at a pizza joint.
Right.
But no.
Okay, so this is funny. And when I spoke my mind a little bit because we could have went to a brewery. Remember? Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Went to the brewery.
I thought you said it was a brewery. Yeah, there was a brewery in Nelson. Yeah, you're right. And I was like, we should have frickin' went to the brewery. At least we know that they'll have some beers on tap. I'm surprised, but that restaurant must do well. That just must be normal. When you go to restaurants, that you don't have access to a lot of that stuff. Now, what was funny is we did though at Leo's Pizza. We want to shout out to the waitress there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
So this waitress, she's starting to get our crew. We're being kind of loud, as usual, big table of guys, and she's starting to get us and she's having fun and we're joking with her. I have some of it on the documentary. And she just out of the blue, dude, because I'm dogging John, Indian John, and Craig, who came along. I'm dogging him about, you guys aren't man. If you can't, they leave like one piece of pizza. I'm like, just finish your dinner, be a man, And she just all of a sudden says that she'd have to charge a pussy tax if they didn't finish her. She goes, I'll have to charge you guys a pussy tax. I'm like, yeah, that's our waitress right there. That is our waitress for sure, man. So that was pretty funny. Interesting. We'll finish this day is I was, and Popeye, I'm just straight up, dude. I know you just were gone, dude. You wanted to go to bed. Everybody wanted to go to bed. And I know a lot of guys had longer days than others and some people were coming off shifts, but it was interesting for our crew that we couldn't even spur anybody up to
getting older.
Matt wasn't very happy.
Well, remember
Lurch wasn't very happy.
But Lurch on the way back, Lurch is going, well, let's go out. God damn it. We're in Canada. We need to go out. And I told him, I go, all right. I go, I'll meet you down. I go, I'll go to the bar and have one drink with you, which if we would have went, probably would have turned into 10. But I'll go, I'll have one with you. And then he texted the group 5 minutes later that he was going to bed too.
I know. So, I think it was a good decision. It's
probably.
Just, it's just funny because the first night I was like, wow, this is the start of our trip. Yep. But I knew which is coming up that one night people would act foolish and break out, and we'll get to that. Hey, Derek Wing, $10 super chat right in the live. Labazosic, keep it coming.
And
thank you.
Mata.
Holy cow.
$20.
$20.
Very nice.
And converted. Wow, man. That's just awesome, man. Thank you. If we keep getting the super chats, definitely, guys, I can see us doing part 2 live. And that's just that we just need to know how much you guys appreciate it. And it lets us know that what we're doing is valuable to you guys. So real quick, and we'll get right back into it. Popeye, this is for you.
What's that?
We're going to do a quick Bike Bright commercial, but you guys need to listen to this. because it's in Popeye's terms. You don't have to read it. Popeye said something up to me, and you might want to read this. It'll remember. Okay. So Popeye one morning says he talks to me, and although Popeye's involved with Lab, he's a little detached because he's 2 hours north. He's not as involved as some of the other guys. And so he sees us put stuff on our store,
right,
and he hears us talking in GroupMe.
Right.
And so Popeye tells me one morning about Bike Bright, which is in our store, guys. It's our wet wash solution. So after a long Canada trip, you know what? Bug Slide, which we love, we took it on our trip. We'll talk about that later. Day-to-day maintenance and waterless while you're on a trip, Bug Slide. But when you get home, I needed to do a big Bike Bright wash because my bike was trash. So tell them what you told me, because just stay how you say it, dude. Yeah, it's funny.
So yeah, what was funny is like Ryan's saying is that, you know, I watch the stuff. I hear these guys talking. And I washed my bike for a long time with just regular old car wash solution. And this is no bullshit. You know, obviously all these guys are very good friends of mine. But, you know, they're selling all these products of, you know, the Bike Bright or the
Bug Slide,
and
biker
stuff
grippers,
like that. Yeah,
which you have all of now. Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
I've had the biker gripper for years. But I'm thinking bullshit. So anyway,
I love it. Skeptical.
He's just making, you know, it's like, you know, it's just Ryan making
just
some
another
money.
Soap, right? Yeah, just another soap.
So anyway, I told Ryan one morning, you know, I'm telling him the story. I'm like, I got some of this Bike Bright, and this was last year, finally. And it hadn't been that long after Lab started selling it. But I'm thinking, all right, I'll try out this snake oil, is what I figured. I just figured it was some snake oil and bullshit. It ain't going to wash your bike any better. And no kidding you, I was impressed because I had bugs that had been caked on to my fairing out in the sun. And these little buggers were on there. And like I said, I thought that this Bike Bright,
you're like, it can't be better than soap, right? No, and I get it. I get it.
Just soap,
right?
But it is not, and I was impressed. It works. It works good. So for all of you out there listening who just think that we're just selling this shit just to make some money, it is good stuff. Try it out, because I was impressed. Like I said, like Ryan's saying, I'm obviously involved with Lab. I'm not here all the time like these guys are. I love coming down and doing this live stuff for you guys. It's awesome. But obviously I'm not here on the day-to-day stuff like some of these other guys are. But so try it out. It's awesome. It will clean your bike up.
lawabidingbiker.com/store. Big Daddy Kane has it in stock, on shelf, ready to ship to you direct right this very moment. It helps support us. We wouldn't have brought it to our store if we didn't trust it. And like you guys know, we've tested many cleaners. They didn't make the cut. They didn't make it to our store. We only bring stuff to our store that we actually use and the crew right here uses. Let's pop in and keep going and right into day 2. Jeff, do you want to start out here on this one? You can talk about that.
I want to talk about your drone getting grounded the next morning.
Oh, that's right.
You want to talk about that real quick?
No, I want you to talk about it.
Okay, so good. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up.
We were still in Nelson when that happened.
Yeah, so we got up Nelson, and I'm doing my documentary, and
I'm yelling out the window at you.
Yeah, you were yelling out the window at me. And so I go, and you guys, it's a lot of work doing the documentary stuff, and it's great when things go well. And I had so many problems. You won't know when I put the documentary out, but you get to hear because you're live. And thanks Eric Showers for the $2 super chat. He says it was Roxanne, and he got his comment pinned. He's, damn it, it's Roxanne, and he's going to make sure it's pinned. Good job, Eric.
Nice.
So I got up, and me and Oscar got up early. Remember, guys, when I'm doing these documentaries, I stay up about 2 to 3 hours later than everybody because I'm working on stuff and batteries and cleaning gear and making sure I'm downloading and backing up footage. And then I'm up about an hour to 2, usually. Not necessarily Popeye if he's working out, but I'm up doing other stuff. But I'm definitely up before everybody else for the most part. And
shit, I was up before you were.
You probably were for work. That's why I mentioned you. You probably were.
That's right.
So I was going to get some drone shots at Kelowna, and I ran into an issue, and I launched it from the back area of Kelowna. Now I'm not going to get into 107 and rules and things like that. I looked at the area. I knew what I was doing. I know that I saw no manned aircraft. It's a very, very not busy airport from what I was observing. And anyways, it allowed me to launch, but I didn't have a good cell signal. And without getting into all the specifics of that, I figured it out now, Jeff. That's why I'm talking about. But it made me, it launched. And of course, it gave me some warnings, and I can override some of those warnings because I've because I realized where I'm flying, and I was going to stay very low altitude and get the lake. And it forced me to do a landing. And I've had that happen before, but it started descending and it would not allow me to go up at all. And it was about ready to crash.
Into the lake, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it wasn't the lake. It would have crashed into trees.
Oh, okay.
And it was coming down. I wasn't over the lake yet, and I had to think on my feet quickly, and I had visual line of sight of it still. And I usually keep it in visual line of sight. And I had to find a place, but it was coming down at a speed that I couldn't control. So I couldn't slow it. It's like, no, I'm landing. And I'll land wherever I am is where I'm landing. I was able to do forward sticks and pitch it and get it going forward for a road I could see in the distance off. It was like a frontage road, and there's no traffic for the most part. And it's hard perception wise to know where you're at. And the camera was down a little bit too. It was coming in and out, and I was able to luckily force it forward and land it on some pavement in the middle. And Brian White came out, and I said, you guys, drones down, run before a car comes. And goes, because that would have ruined my drone for the rest of the trip. So that was my first one of my I didn't get any drone footage. That was the only city I didn't get drone footage in Kelowna. I know what it was now. I needed to get on before because I didn't have a cell signal, and I needed to authorize that I could fly in that area. But I got it for next year. I'll check all that stuff first. To see if it's a area like that where I need to get everything squared away. So good. I'm glad you brought that up. So that was one of my deals. So here we go. We gotta get moving. We gotta get moving because this is boy.
How much time are we at here?
We're at not quite an hour, 40 minutes or so. So
we're at an hour
minutes.
40.
No, we're at about 40, 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
With we got more than that, but we had glitches. So
right.
All right, so let's rock and roll. We're out in the morning. Kootenay Lake is the lake, right, that I was going to fly over and get drone footage. Yep,
right.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so we get up, head towards the ferry at, what the hell is the name of that place? Do you remember?
Yes.
Starts with a B, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Belfour.
Oh,
so
nice
we get on the
memory.
ferry at Belfour and cross onto Lake Kootenay. Now, you actually start off in the river. And
that's interesting. Yeah.
And it takes you, well, if you didn't notice, like when you get on that ferry, the water's flowing hard.
Right.
And it's flowing past the ferry. I mean, it's moving at a good clip. So anyway, you get on the ferry and they loaded that sucker down. You remember? I mean, that was packed. They had some big rigs on there. And this isn't a very big ferry. I mean, it probably fit, 30 cars maybe?
Yeah, fair.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah. It's not huge.
They had a motorhome up front. And I remember the anchor dragging in the water as that thing's going. So I'm sure that's not normal. Sure that
I didn't know any of this.
Yeah, the anchor
I was
sure is not supposed to be skimming along in the water.
That's no big deal. That's good.
So it was definitely weighed down. We were it was running heavy. Absolute beautiful country. I mean, you're going through
one of the highlights of the trip for me.
Yeah,
it's about a ferry ride.
Yeah, it's about a 35 to 40 minute ride. Lot of wooded area.
It was glass.
Just glass
beautiful
out there.
And
nice,
sunny. Oh my
beautiful
God.
Sunny day. And then, like I said, you cross Lake Kootenay or Kootenay Lake, whatever way it goes. And then we got on a road on the east side of Kootenay Lake and started riding the lake down. And that is a fun road.
3A, and I want to talk about that.
Curvy.
Before we get off the ferry, I just want to throw my 2 cents and you throw your 2 cents in, and then we'll get on Highway 3A here. It was amazing. I got some wonderful footage that will be in the documentary. We met some really nice people. We handed out a lot of stickers, a lot of cards while we were waiting in line. We met a lot of other motorcyclists who figured out a little bit about what we did because of my film gear and documentary, and then they started asking questions. The guy that actually runs the ferry right there is a huge motorcycle fan, and he'll be a listener now. He was all excited to get hooked up. Yeah, go ahead.
You're talking about the ferry captain?
Yes, the ferry captain.
Well, that gal that he had working for him was not a motorcycle fan.
Really?
It didn't seem like it to me.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
She was pretty chippy when we were parking.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she's lucky I didn't just call.
She was snapping at the other guys too, the other workers, the guys doing the parking.
Right.
Oh, well, we were parking.
She's lucky I didn't get a hold of the captain. I had connections. I should have just got hold of the captain and said, that lady over there needs to mind her shit.
Yeah, no, you avoided her.
So remember when we were getting on the ferry, LD and me went and got ice cream and you guys were laughing at us.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That was repayment for me not getting LD killed or saving LD's life when we were in Sturgis. Remember we went to, because I was telling him, like, you owe me a beer, because he was getting ready to pull out into traffic, and literally he starts taking off. I'm yelling at him, no, and stopped. Otherwise,
he's finally paying up. Did he have to save up for that?
2 years later, yeah. He pays up. He bought me ice cream for saving his life.
That's freaking awesome, dude. Oh my God.
So yeah, beautiful ferry ride.
It's about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
35 to 40 minutes, yeah.
Yep.
Nice
if you get to do it, good. And I couldn't get anybody else to do it. I stood on the bow of that thing.
I did.
And I yelled. But I yelled, I'm the king of the world from Titanic, and all the car people are staring at me, and I gave the camera to Matt to film me. Nope, couldn't get anybody else to do it.
Nope.
Apparently I don't get embarrassed very easy. It's all for the film. It's all for the documentary. So maybe that'll make the documentary. So all right, go ahead. Highway 3A, unbelievable highlight of my trip.
Yeah.
Okay, because you guys all have to have a highlight, and maybe this was yours. I mean, there's so many things I can pick from, but it's right between that, which we'll get to, and Glacier National Park too. Those two, we'll get to that. Mm-hmm. But this was definitely in the running. Maybe at the end after part 2, we'll all say we got to pick one. So mine is between those. That highway is one of the most ridden. I should say it's in a lot of books, a lot of motorcycle riding books and trip planner books. It's like usually makes one of the top 10 highways in North America to ride, and I have to agree that it runs the lake, and it's just beautiful, and it's well maintained, and you keep corners, and you keep popping out and seeing the lake. Anything else on that, guys?
I rode that 5 years ago when me and LD had rode up to Calgary Stampede, and that's why we ended up on this road. I actually told LD when we were planning this trip, I go, we got to go ride next to that lake again. That my mom's husband, he's the one actually was the one that recommended it to me and LD the first time. And I was on my Springer at that time. And you know how curvy that road is?
Right.
Oh, boy. You want to talk about dragging some floorboards.
As low as it is, yeah.
Because my Springer is low. And yeah, I was just dragging my Springer through those corners. So yeah, a few, I see you got it up on there on your show notes. So probably 5 miles onto 3A. What ends up happening? I go to shift gears. Nothing. All of a sudden, my foot hits the floorboard. And I knew exactly what had happened. And, you know,
common problem.
Like a good father figure does. He sits there and warns you, get your linkage changed. Get your linkage changed.
Did you warn him, Jeff?
Get your linkage changed.
How many people do you know have had that happen? No, I'm serious. No, nothing.
Tons,
about
Jeff.
these.
Tons.
Yeah.
I'm well aware of that issue.
But why Harley even makes it that way?
I know.
Why they even do that?
Yeah.
That's one of their nuances, like some other things.
It is an inevitable fail.
Yes, it's going to fail. Change it before it fails.
Yeah. So why do they do it?
Some of the guys after the trip are changing it. Matt Lurch just bought new linkage. We're going to do a video on it. He just bought it because he's like, yep, that's going to happen to me.
But I think they really count on people coming in, with a zip tie and taped up, gorilla tape, like we did with Lee's.
And charging the shit out of you.
And then buying a new linkage there and having them put it on.
Right, and charge you $300 for labor.
I had to do that once because I was out in the middle of nowhere in Montana.
See?
And I was about 60 miles from a Harley dealership. And so, what choice did I have?
Yep. And Lurch had supplies.
Yeah.
Somebody else
Sarge and Lurch.
Sarge and Lurch. Zip ties and Gorilla Tape.
And then Lurch had some Gorilla Tape, and we just zip tied and Gorilla taped my linkage back together, and we're talking about my shift linkage.
That's why you guys should carry this stuff on trips. You should carry a tool bag with zip ties and some tape, and we're going to be carrying a tool kit in our store. I have one right now. We just haven't listed them, but we'll have them in stock in a week, and I'm going to do a video on it. But because of that, I said we need to carry toolkits. We've been asked a lot. Yeah,
right. Otherwise, I would have been stuck in. I think I was in second or third gear, and I would have been stuck there.
It's just ridiculous that they
until I could get up to a store.
I know
it really is.
So, but now I got a new one on, so we're good. And what's funny is, you get a zip tie and some Gorilla Tape, and shit, I probably rode another 1,500 miles.
Yeah, it's actually stronger with the drip. It is.
Yeah.
And me and Jeff talked about that.
It is.
You're good
for the rest of the trip.
If you're not going to buy a new linkage, zip tie it and tape it and just leave it that way because it's stronger than the factory Harley.
Because remember, we kept trying to get to Harley dealership. And every time we tried to, we were late, getting into town, and we just didn't have the time.
But it would have been $200. So. It would have been $120 for the linkage.
Right.
$80 for the hour to put it on.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
and then
exactly.
$200 stop.
And you're supposed to be riding, and now you're stuck at a Harley dealership, and you're behind, and now you get in late, and all the other problems. So yeah, good. Carry some of that stuff, guys. You don't have to carry a lot, but like I said, toolkits coming to the Law-Abiding Biker store and reviews. So we're doing good, and we're going to keep zipping right along here. So we stopped for lunch up Highway 3A. Highly recommended. I forget. Was it the Craggy? Oh, that was dinner. I don't even remember what town we stopped in for lunch. Do you guys remember? I have it on the documentary. Oh, it's terrible. We met a guy there.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Was that Creston?
Oh, it was Creston right here. Yeah, you're right, Jeff.
Because we got recommended a bar to go to for lunch.
Yep, here.
And that was good. That was
right here, Creston.
That's where I ran into the former mayor of Creston.
That's
across the street from that bar, yeah.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Classic Canadians, just those two guys.
So we, and that's interesting. I want to hear that. Me and Lurch were parking. We were later than you guys. We kind of hang out. I had to do some film gear. Hey, S, you want to come say hi to the live? My daughter just got home from boating all weekend. Say hi to the live audience. You're live on YouTube. That's Cian. Glad you're home safe. All right. So we, me and Lurch, the guy comes up to us, Barry was his name, and he starts talking to us, and me and Lurch couldn't place it. We figured it out later. Long story short, he's like, he recognized us as Law-Abiding Biker. Okay. And he comes right up to us, and I have it on the documentary. I was filming.
This is in Creston?
Yeah, because you guys already went in the restaurant. Me and Lurch. I was doing the usual. I'm always late because I'm always changing batteries and cleaning GoPro lenses and whatnot.
Is that before or after the Hells Angels rode by?
That was Deering, I think.
Deering, okay.
Yeah, Deering before the HAs.
There's only like two of them.
Right, the whole two of them. So Barry, and he talked to us for a while, and I was like, and he knew us as Law-Abiding Biker, and he knew where we were coming, and he knew what time we were going to be in there, and I'm all like, how does he know this? And he was a great guy, super nice. Anyways, comes out that he was a friend of John Lister's, who John Lister lives right there by John Patton down the road. And we're hosts up there, patron members. And so it was really, really cool. We got to talk to him, and he said John had posted that we were going to be there, and he was showing up on his own accord to show us some Canadian hospitality and make sure we got greeted in Creston. I was just like, this is unbelievable. And why we're, the Law-Abiding Biker, a lot of the perks and benefits we get because of it, just having people that welcome us into their towns. You know what I mean? I don't know if he lived there, but he welcomed us into Creston. So I don't even remember where we ate there. It was pretty good. At least they had some microbrews. And yeah. You don't remember where we ate there? I can't believe I didn't make notes.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of that bar, damn it. That was a good one, too.
It was good. I
want to say something like Jimmy's or some guy's first name.
I think you're right. Yeah. It is something similar to that. I usually apparently in between doing everything else, I missed that. So we'll leave Creston, right? Anything else about Creston? Nope. Moving on. We're on our way to Whitefish, Montana.
Back down for another border crossing, back in the US of A.
Yes. Anything about riding back down, or are we pretty close to the border at that point?
We were committed to that ride because we were locked into the motel at Whitefish, and the idea was we were going to Glacier the next morning, but up until that time, Glacier was still closed.
That's right.
Good call. Glacier National Park was still closed. We weren't sure if we were going to get to ride it.
But the Whitefish, the motel we stayed at in Whitefish was the only one on the entire trek that had us pay up front. So we were committed to go down there and stay at Whitefish, Montana for what it looked like at the time for no reason.
You're right.
Only simply because we had paid for the motel, but we weren't going to be able to get into Glacier. So we were working on, okay, what are we going to do the following morning?
Good call.
Where are we going to go?
Yeah.
And then it was just that following morning.
His memory's actually sharp, Popeye. Yeah. Just FYI.
They opened it up that morning, the following morning.
You're right. And we got lucky. So let's talk real quick.
Ahead of us.
No, that's good. Kind of, yes. So the only other thing
everybody else in Montana heard that it was opening up that morning too.
Right.
I don't think it was just I think it was the western half of the United States.
And all of North America.
That's right.
So we out of Creston, we're actually pretty close to the border. So we bump south. Now, another border crossing story. Pretty uneventful, other than this was coming into U.S. Border Customs, and I have it on the documentary, U.S. Customs. And I come back through, and there's a guy sitting there, and I get it. Okay, I'm not dogging U.S. Customs at all, guys. Just like law enforcement, some are more educated than others. Mm-hmm. He was nice. I don't have anything bad to say except this fact. He stops me, and he looks at me, says, "Is that GoPro going?" I had a GoPro on my helmet. And I said, I'm not going to lie, right? I'm a law enforcement officer. I'm not going to lie. And so he can't tell. That's why he had to ask. You can't tell. It has no lights on it or nothing. And I said, yes, it is. He goes, you mind turning that, or he didn't even say you mind. He goes, go ahead and turn that off for me. And of course, I'm going to comply. Okay. I tell everybody, comply if you're asked to do that. It's not that big a deal that I missed that shot. But I told my response to him was, I will turn it off. I did not know that it was illegal for us to videotape United States law enforcement. And he looked at me and his face got red, realizing that I didn't tell him I was Leo. I just said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't realize it was illegal to videotape U.S. law enforcement, which it isn't, because I'm a Leo and I know the rules. And actually I would never do that. I would never push that issue. You know what? It's not worth a documentary to upset this guy's days. There's other ways to go about that. If somebody wanted to, email a supervisor, and I would never even do that. It's not that big a deal to me, other than the fact that that's just some of the stuff you run into, and he cannot tell you to technically turn my video camera off. And I was a little surprised. But nonetheless, that was my other board. I put a passport in my mouth going through. So Canada hates me now. And now the U.S. hates me. So I'm stuck on the border, and you guys tell the rest of the truth. No, I got to come through. But yeah. So that's my other border crossing story.
So we get back down into the States, basically uneventful, to Whitefish. The only thing I was thinking of is, do you remember the road, the number? Maybe when you go back to that ride planner, we could figure it out. We were on that lake going through Montana. That we probably rode the damn thing for
right there
45. There you go.
The next day?
Yep.
Oh, the next
Zoom
day.
in on that. Over to the
Are
right.
we moving to the next day yet?
No, was before
still,
Whitefish.
Yeah, before
Whitefish. That road right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zoom in on that bad boy. See what that is.
It's 37.
Okay, so Highway 37 going north, and it's basically right after you're getting to the Idaho-Montana line. You get 37 north.
It's a nice ride.
Oh,
It's nice. The road was a little bumpy.
Bumpy, yeah.
I mean, it was bumpy.
A little sketchy.
It was hurting my back a little bit just because I got a bad back. But going north on that sucker, and I'll bet you hour at least on that road, and I would bet you in the opposite direction, we probably passed 4 cars.
Yep.
We stopped on the side of the road at one point for about 20 minutes, and not one damn car passed. And you're talking absolute beautiful country. Beautiful country up there. You're riding along a lake, tons of mountains.
Kind of a little hidden treasure, right?
It's the long way to Whitefish.
Right.
Yeah.
Is the reason why you probably won't see as many cars up there, because you can come down around up through Kalispell. And Kalispell's only 15 miles from Whitefish. So you go up to the road that we took, 37,
right,
and winding around is a lot longer, but obviously much more scenic.
Right. Yeah, kind of a hidden little treasure if you get up that way.
Lee's right. It's got some ruts in it.
Yes, I do remember that now. Yes.
But I would deal with it for the little bit of a rough road for the scenery. And there's just, like I said, there's just no cars.
You're up above that lake looking down at it. It's really cool.
I was amazed there was not more cars, but absolutely beautiful.
That's freaking awesome. Let's thank a couple people, and then we're going to finish day 3 here. Of course, we love our patrons. Love our patrons. We want to have you as a patron because we want to get you to know you better. We want you in our private Facebook group. We want to connect with you, but you know what? If the only way you can support us and the way you want to support us is through a flat donation, we are good with that. lawabidingbiker.com/donate. Marvin Rosenberger, James Craig of Juneau, Alaska, Gregory Cahill, Ryan Sherman of Lake Stevens, Washington, the west side of our state. We're getting a lot of people in Washington now. David Drew, not sure, substantial donation. Tim Stepp, thank you. They took action. Thank you guys so much. lawabidingbiker.com/donate. We love our patrons, but we'll never balk at a flat donation. And they do help support this show and this episode and those that have super chatted and all that. Okay, pick it back up.
Well, we also need to thank the other sponsors of the show. Jack Daniels. Coors Light.
You're right. Irish Death.
PBR.
Iron Horse Brewery. I'm wearing my PBR sweatband so I can type real quick because I get sweaty.
Always helping the podcast get going good.
Lubrication, social lubrication. Right? Yeah. All right.
So,
Whitefish.
Whitefish.
White.
We're going to finish the night out here, and we're pretty much done because then we roll into day 3. That's part 2.
Day 3, yeah.
So we come in. We have some stuff to talk about in Whitefish real quick. So if you guys have to step away for the restroom live, or you're listening to the podcast, this isn't the time to step away.
No.
You'll definitely want to
How
stay.
far are we going into this?
Right here. Well, we're going to go as far as we need to without getting anybody put in jail.
All right.
Yeah. But
are we talking about extra credit card bills or anything like that?
Oh, we probably will.
Oh, God.
Yes. I think we will. So, but that will be the next morning, though, Lee. We're just gonna end,
Gotcha.
and then they'll have to come back for part 2 because you have to hear what happened the next morning.
Why did somebody end up?
See how we
stay tuned for the next episode of Why
Just like
somebody get an
network TV.
extra charge to their credit card.
Dude, perfect. Dude, that was nice. Hey, Lee, you see, that's how you hook people, bro. That's called hooking, and that's exactly what they do. The episode stops right before you find out what happened. So good. And keep those super chat coming, guys. We are considering doing live part 2. If you keep those super chats coming and being involved in the chat room, we want to see you in there. So, let me start this out, Lee, and this may spur you to talk about a few things, but we got the word. This was the first night. Remember how I said the first night was boring, but this is the next.
We're getting fired up now.
Everybody's getting fired up.
We're feeling it. We're on vacation.
They're back in the
Or
U.S.
holiday. Sorry. No. Yeah, we're not on holiday.
Right.
We're in Canada for vacation.
Yes, right. Exactly. Yeah, right. So we're back in the U.S. Whitefish. And you don't think, when I heard Whitefish, Montana, never been there, I was like, another little town that is going to be boring, but whatever. And I'm sorry if you're from Whitefish. I just was uneducated, and it's not a huge town, but everybody got the word when we got there.
See, I love these places. You don't like small towns?
Very touristy.
If they have stuff to do.
Yeah,
and this
I love
did.
small towns.
Which is surprising, which I'm going to talk about the amount of bars in such a small town.
What was the motel we stayed at? What was it called?
It was the Firebrand.
Firebrand.
Badass hotel.
Mm-hmm.
We never even made it out of the lobby of that place for a while.
No, it was nice. If you guys get to stay at the Firebrand, it's not the cheapest hotel.
And it's not the cheapest if you get extra charges on your credit card.
Correct. If you
Stay
happen
tuned for part 2.
Dude, I love that.
It was nice. Yeah.
Lee's good at this. Yeah, nice. He's just going to keep people hanging. But we got the word that everybody was excited, and it's a great place, and we're looking at the town, and it's cool riding in, and we're like, kickstands up, not till 10, because we're usually kickstands up really early.
Ooh, that means we can drink.
Oh,
Say,
God.
what?
That's like getting a shuttle. We're getting a shuttle. Oh, Jesus. No, don't say kickstands up at 10. I knew it. Bad
even
news.
worse, kickstands up at 10, and you can walk back to the hotel.
See, even better in a shuttle. You can walk back by yourself, or you can crawl back if you want, which somebody may have done.
Hard to get lost when you're staying in the tallest hotel in the area.
Yes, and I got some great drone footage of
nice
Whitefish, so that'll be in the documentary, and it does show to be the tallest building. So, go ahead.
Part of the thing is, I think we were just excited too. You get out of the Canada, which obviously we love, but you get out of Canada and back down into the States where there is good beer, because we didn't get it the night before.
Right.
And granted, there are some places we had good beer in Canada
There
too.
is.
But the other thing is, and as you Canadians know, Canada is expensive as shit for beer. You go out and just for a bottle of beer is like $6.50. We were down in the States. We'd be at a bar down in the States. We're getting beers at our hotel bar, and the hotel is nice that we're staying at in Whitefish, about $250 a night. So it's a nice place, and still beers are only $4. In Montana, they don't have the taxes like we do here in Washington. So I say a good quality microbrew beer. $4 or $5, I think it was, at the hotel, 16-ounce beer. And that's where we started off. And then we went across the street.
Mark Arnold from Canada says, yep, tax to the hilt.
Yeah,
yep.
well, with all due respect.
Got to pay for that health care.
With all due respect to the Canada guys, when the people at the motel told us that the brewery was only 2 blocks away, it actually was only 2 blocks away.
True.
It wasn't a,
True, Jeff. Good
2
call.
mile walk. Though.
Good call.
Yeah.
So we went across the street over to the bar, started getting, had a couple beers, dinner.
That started in the lobby of the Firebrand.
Right.
But yes, we ended up there. Yes, good.
Yes, we did. We had a couple beers at the lobby, and then we went across the street. Do you have the name of the place that we went there for dinner?
I do.
Or you do.
I do it, and I'm going to tell you.
You're looking up for that.
Yes. I already have it right here.
Okay, go ahead.
I need to do this.
Sorry.
That's right. That's okay. That's okay. I got to do this. Let's find out where we are here. Okay. Hey, bikeholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Zero3D has just what you're looking for. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Zero3D's got your back with chrome lighting and comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation. That equals less time installing, more time riding, Popeye. Zero3D has a design team with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. These guys are bikers and care about bikers just like you. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them. That's right, via email, sales@zero3d.com. Give them a call, 715-808-0027. Zero3D is distributed in the United States by Drag Specialties, in Europe by Parts Europe, and Zodiac in Asia by Twin Art. Check at your local Harley dealership. Also, that's right, guys, right in our store. We are a top Zero3D distributor now. lawabidingbiker.com/store. We have a buttload in stock, and we're selling it like crazy. Big Daddy Kane right now. He's in the chat room. He will hook you up. Head over to the store, order it up. You're also supporting us at the very same time. All right, so where we stayed, Lee, or where we ate, is the Craggy Range Bar and Grill. Pick it up.
Wasn't too bad. So we stay there, and while we're there, I think we got into town fairly late. You know, we were screwing around or something. I don't know why we got into Whitefish so late, but we did. And the kitchen closed down at 9 o'clock, I think it was. Must have been 9 or 10.
It was good food, limited menu though.
Limited menu.
But they had beer on tap. Thank God.
You're right. And they had good beer. But like I'm saying is that the kitchen closed down at 9 or 10.
Yes, you're right.
And so we had Squid, who is a prospective member for the North Crew. And then
for your chapter.
For my chapter.
Yep.
And then we had Bones, who was coming into town. He's a North Club member as well. And they were unable to get off of work the night before. They had some stuff going on. So they flat out bombed from Central Washington all the way over to Whitefish and met us there after we'd sat down for dinner. So when they got there, kitchen is already closed down. So, which was only 20 minutes difference from the time we sat down to when they got there.
True.
But in that 20 minutes, they closed the kitchen. So these guys,
and they powered through.
They powered through to get there. So they're hungry, but they started putting beers on top of no food, which stay tuned for part two.
Stay tuned. I love it, dude. Stay tuned for part 2. The next morning,
Yeah. So anyway, we had dinner there. After dinner, we went upstairs. It was pretty cool. They got this place across the street that had a rooftop bar, which was God, it must have been one of the tallest buildings in Whitefish. Which Whitefish is?
It was like a 4-story bar.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
as you walked up, every floor was another bar.
Yeah, it had 3 or 4 freaking floors, didn't they? Of all bars.
Yes.
Cool as shit. Do you remember the name of it?
Yes, I do.
You have that in the notes?
Yeah.
So if you're in Whitefish, go visit this place because it was pretty badass.
Oh, what was it? Oh, damn it, dude.
Casey's Rooftop Bar.
Do I have it in there?
Yep.
Okay, I'm glad you saw. Oh, yeah, right there.
Cool place to hang out. So, yeah, it's up on the top, hanging out. You know, it's nice and cool up there by this time of night. You know, say it's 95 during the day, which is like 32 for your Canadians that are listening. And
it's only a town of 7,200 people, bro.
Yeah, so not
and
big.
They've got bars and nightclubs, and they're busy.
Yeah.
What is it with that town, though?
And that was on a
seriously
Wednesday night or Tuesday night. That was on a Tuesday night.
Am I only the one who thinks it was weird that it's that small of a town, yet they have
Tourist
a nightlife?
town.
We're a town of here. The town is 110,000, and we don't have anything like that. What is it with Whitefish? Like, is that all people have to do?
I guess.
Drink? Because I don't know.
Tourist town.
It's pretty touristy.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, I think a lot of outdoor sports, fly fishing.
See, that's what I want to know.
Yeah, golfing, I believe.
And I'm not talking bad about it at all. So go ahead.
No, it's a cool town.
Rooftop bar on a weeknight that had people in it.
Yeah. So we're up there, having some beers and whatnot, and
we're pumping them down. I'm not going to lie to you.
We're putting a few.
Some
down.
of us realized, which we'll talk about, Jeff over there, including that we probably needed to do something about the situation because we were not going to be good the next morning.
I was being a good boy because I wanted to get up and work out each day.
Right.
So I didn't have, I was being good.
Did you take extra baby oil?
Oh, yeah.
Do you put that on in the mirror before you work out?
Lather up before I go work out, no shirt on.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me, the line of the trip is we're sitting there. Sturgis keeps telling me, keeps telling everybody.
Sturgis
all right, last
Jeff?
one. Sturgis Jeff. Yep.
Right.
Last one.
The voice
and
of
then
reason.
Lurch,
the voice of reason.
Lurch is over there. Come on, one more. So he gets one more, and you can tell
Lurch is not the voice of reason when he drinks.
No.
Lurch is opposite of Jeff
before,
when he drinks.
After, yeah.
Lurch can drink most people under the table.
Yeah.
So
So I just remember Sturgis looking over, going,
VP challenge. Sorry, no
VP challenge. That was a couple years ago. But I just remember Sturgis looking over and going, I told my wife I wasn't going to do this.
And I didn't.
You did. That's why you told us I wasn't going to do this.
He did say that part.
Yeah, he did say that part. He wasn't too bad. No,
he still was good though.
Yeah, he did.
Even though he knew, that's what I'm saying. He was to the point where he's like,
better go to bed or I'm going to feel tomorrow.
Was I not your voice of reason?
No.
To help you?
No.
I took you back.
I just followed you guys.
Correct. But if I wouldn't have went back, you wouldn't have.
I didn't give a shit where you were going as long as you weren't going with these guys. Because I knew what they were going to do. So no, I wasn't going to. No, as soon as I figured you and Oscar were going back to the motel, I was right with you.
Yes.
I was done.
So
I was done.
I'm going to let you pick up the rest, Papa, because we weren't there. So let me tell you that real quick. So me and Jeff, Oscar, I got to get up. I got to get drone footage. I still got cameras to clean up, batteries to charge. I knew, same as you, Jeff, if I went with these guys, I knew what was happening.
Yep.
And although it would be fun.
And it did happen.
It happened.
Oh, God.
It happened. Stay tuned for part 2.
Yeah.
It happened. But we went back and Justin and I finished working for a couple hours on the laptop and I went to bed. And then, like I say, part 2, I'll tell you what we found in the morning. But go ahead. You guys continued because it closed. They kicked us out of there. That's when we left. We
did. There's probably
not kicked out because we were bad, just because they were closing. But yeah.
Right. There's probably half a dozen of us or so that went down to another bar. Do you have that one? That was
no, because I wasn't there.
Remington. The Remington. It was
my notes stopped there, bro.
The Remington.
The Remington.
The Remington. So we went down to the Remington.
You can tell any story you want because neither of us were there. You could make up anything you want at this point. It's all you, bro. You could make up anything you want.
So, like I said, we go to the Remington, and you want to talk about a mix. I mean, there's hipsters there, there's hippies there, there's older crowd there.
Was Kid Rock there? Was Kid Rock there? Because I heard Kid Rock made an appearance there. I have some pictures. Did you not see those pictures?
I don't remember.
He's a guy that looks just like Kid Rock, and he's wearing the hat, and he thinks he's all about it. Matt took like 50,000 pictures of him and sent him to me. He goes, Kid Rock's here. Yeah. So anyways, I didn't know if you were involved with that. You were too drunk.
No, I wasn't. I was, like I said, I was minding my P's and Q's because I wanted to get up and work out in the morning, and I didn't want to feel like shit. So, yeah, we go over there, and they had some type of like must have been like a talent show or something going on. You know, best talent in Whitefish, Montana.
Oh, I have video of it from Lurch.
Yeah, I know.
Lurch took some video.
Yeah, hopefully that makes it into your video.
Oh, it's making it, bro.
We've got people
you clogging is making it.
Yeah. So we've got people that are singing country and rock.
They think they're pretty good, though. They think they're good, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, they're into it.
And we've got a freaking clogger up there. And so I turn around and
she's the real deal clogger, dude.
Real deal. Like, yeah, she knew what she was doing, obviously, but I'm going, what the hell? Here we are in a bar and we got this chick up here clogging, funnier than shit. So I turn around and I see Lurch filming this. So what do I start doing?
Film whatever happens tonight. I don't care how drunk you are.
Yeah.
Get me some usable footage, please, Lurch.
Yes. So I started clogging a little bit. It's a short stint. It's only like 20 seconds, but it's pretty good. I start clogging along with her. I was going, what the hell?
And he has video of her too.
Oh,
it's so awkward, dude.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I think she's in the background as I'm clogging along. Yeah.
That's freaking awesome, dude.
So
Whitefish, Montana, crazy.
So we went there, and like I said, I mean, shit, we're used to paying a lot more for drinks, even here in Washington, than they do in Montana. When we walked in, I bought a round for the guys that were around me, and I think I got like 3 beers and a Squid was drinking like a rum and Coke, and it was $14. Like, shit. I mean, that's pretty good for
damn right
for that $14. What the hell? Right. So
I'm telling you, a lot of people drink in this town.
Yep,
a lot of people drinking in this town, Jeff.
Oh, and the other thing they had going on is they had a freaking poker game going on in this bar as well. So you got clogging, people singing, dancing on the dance floor, and then a damn poker game in the corner.
And you got Rob just
pounding down the
tearing the bar apart, though.
Cold smoke.
I got so many pictures of him with thumbs up in front of people and girls. They're like the drunk picture, and they're going to the documentary.
They're
going
because they're yelling at people. Fuck you! You suck! Get off the stage!
Oh my god!
It was good.
Rob,
it was good.
Oh, rare form. Rob, when he gets in rare form, poke her game, Big Daddy, and that's cheap. Oh God! And the pictures that it says it all. You guys got to see this one picture. I can't pull it up right now. No, I can't because I'll get sidetracked. But it's Rob, and he's lit, and he's got his beer, and he's bent over in front. There's a crowd with all their arms around each other, like in a half circle. And here's Rob.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
And he's
awesome.
smiling. And you guys can see, and that's the last picture. That's before next morning. So that's gonna on the documentary. That's gonna be Rob. It's all fun until part 2.
And then we had some girl out in the back alley who's like was a massage therapist / chiropractor. Who my back is killing me, and she starts digging her hand into my back.
And Lurch didn't film this for me?
No.
He didn't get some usable footage of this?
Pops my neck and pops my back for me. I felt great.
What the hell, dude? You're just like...
I don't know what kind of bar this is, man. It's awesome.
Oh, Mark Arnold. There's video, right? Oh, yes, Mark Arnold. There's video of almost everything. Minus Popeye's little massage there, but... That's why I'm saying, guys, it might not be out till fall because I really want to do it right because it's going to be funny and serious and everything in between.
Right.
I just have to figure out the story I'm going to tell. But yes, there is footage, and yes, there is footage of Rob, and some of it I can use, and some of it I can't because I don't want to embarrass him too bad. But he didn't do anything illegal. He just, part two. You'll hear part of it in part two. Yeah.
Yeah. So I said we stayed there. We closed the joint down.
No, say it isn't so.
Couple guys stayed up.
Can you believe they closed it down, Jeff? Can you believe they closed the place down?
Yeah, I can believe that.
That's the first bar in my life I've ever closed down.
Talking it. Yep.
Yes, I do believe it because I saw them the next morning. And we had to go back and get bones. Remember that?
That's part
Hey,
two. Part two.
easy,
Yeah,
easy.
That's a teaser. That's a teaser for part two. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. Jeff's in it now. He's teasing you. All right.
Oh, yeah.
I say that's the first bar I've ever closed down.
Yeah.
College and any other ride. That's the first time I've ever done. Oh, Russell Roberts getting in there. $25 from Russell Roberts.
Oh my God,
Russ.
dude. We're close to winding this down. And let me do this. Go ahead, Popeye.
So I was just going to say, basically, to finish this night up, couple guys stayed out in front of the bar, BSing with some of the locals. Everybody else stumbled their way back to the bar, back to the hotel and called her a night. Went to sleep / passed out, you should say. And then we will talk about the rest of what happened on part 2 live.
Absolutely. So we're getting a bunch of super chats and Russell Roberts, patron member already, and it just humbles me. Russell Roberts is the reason you guys right here are seeing this in such high definition live because Russell Roberts not only is a patron and donates per piece of content, Jeff, he wanted our live stream better, and he's a tech guy like me, and he's been in the studio. He knew what I needed. He literally bought all the stuff I already had a lot of stuff, but he closed the loop. Bought everything I needed to get up with a higher definition feed and mailed it to me on his expense. Wow. Unreal. Yeah. That's the kind of community that we have here. And he just donated $25 super chat. We're going to close it down. And here we go. Thanks, guys, for being involved. That's part 1 of 2. We are going to come back. You guys have been so involved, and it's just a big commitment. And I know people are busy on a Sunday night.
Stay tuned.
If you guys stay tuned, I guess we'll keep the live feed up. We had a bunch of super chats, and you guys there's so many people watching that we'll go ahead, but we are going to take a break. But let me do this. So, guys, what's call to action here? What should we do for a call to action? Let's see here. Don't forget, guys, we are a official Vance and Hines dealer. That's right. Selling Vance and Hines stuff like crazy. lawabidingbiker.com/store. Pipes, intakes, EFI tuners. Don't see it? Contact us. Anything Vance and Hines we can get, even if it's not in our store. We have very competitive pricing. Help support us by purchasing from our store. Big Daddy Kane, who's right there in the chat room with you guys, he runs the store. He is the head of the store. Nobody better that I could think of to run that store, and he'll get you hooked up down there. Also, a new addition to the store is Brian White, who's also in the chat room, and he's our newest member of the full-time lab team, and he'll be helping. We have so many products in the store, so busy that I needed to bring somebody else on. So Brian, you guys didn't even know that. Brought him on as an employee of Lab, and he'll be helping Big Daddy run up the store. Couldn't ask for another better guy, level-headed. Just really gets it really into the motorcycle scene, and just awesome that I'm surrounded by such talent that I can pick from. So awesome, and you two being here in the studio means a lot to me. It's always fun. You guys, good dynamic. So we'll be back in episode 2. We're going to take a break here, but you guys stay on. We're going to stay on live. We won't go down live. We'll actually stay on live. I'll play some music. We're going to go down, take a leak, maybe get some more, what do you call it? Social lubricant?
Social lubricants.
Social lubricant, guys. All right. And with that said, thanks for being with us.
Sturgis wants a few shots.
Oh, he did not.
Sturgis.
He did not.
Sturgis, definitely. So,
ain't happening.
I'm not lying to you. I don't think he's going to do it, bro.
No.
I don't think he's going to do it. So
Ain't happening.